Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Danny, the Wicked Awesome Gardener, and this is not the video that I had planned to film this weekend. But I may have done a thing. You guys know me, I'm crazy, I gotta push the limits. So this year I'm in Shed Wars. I'm Team Aquarius. Robert has declared me his new Sarah, and Sarah's got a 10,000 square foot garden. I don't know if I'm that much competition when it comes to that, but I did want more growing space. Yes, I have 3 gardens. The family garden, the canning garden, the home garden. Well, now meet the community garden. Look at this beautiful mess. I don't even know the square footage here. I'm going to have to get my tape and take some measurements. And it definitely needs some cleanup. But we've got some raised beds here in little squares. And yeah, it's in a little bit of rough shape, like the wood, you know, is a little old and some of it's not quite where it should be and splitting. But I'm not even going to worry about any of that because I'm only taking this for a year. So, oh look, we have a friend. Hello, you're my new mascot. You guys were gonna have to name him. So I think these are about 3 by 3, each of these squares, and then there's like a 1 by 3. I'm not sure what the deal was with that, but I mean, I can put something in there. I figured I would take this plot versus some of the others because the others were very filled with weeds. Not that this isn't. And guys who know more about this than I do, is that mint? That looks like mint. You know what? Hold on. We're gonna pick some of that. I'm gonna break a leaf off. Ew, it does not smell like mint. It smells stinky. Yeah, there's all sorts of, I get ownership of all these stakes and pieces of wood, as well as all this junk, which he nailed a pizza plate to a, I don't know what that's for, maybe a makeshift chair, but why not just get a chair? Well, that fencing material back there, looks like a cattle panel that's broken in half. I could use that for some trellises. But all in all, it's not in terrible shape. Those were all sunflowers. Who knows, maybe I'll even use those sunflowers as stakes for tomatoes or something like that. But left me a watering can. So it needs some cleanup. Pull the weeds, but I don't have to build beds or bring in any other materials really. I can just work with what is here and plant a whole lot of food. I'm seeing some extra tomatoes because I will have some extra seedlings. I'm seeing a place to put my extra onions, extra eggplants, all that stuff. So I'm taking ideas, guys. Get some herbs in here. Yeah, I can do a lot with this. No arched trellises, nothing fancy, just gonna use what's here, clean it up, put stuff in the ground. Here's a closer look at all the stuff they left, which is great. Lots of chicken wire and fencing. Ooh, that's actually a neat little trellis idea there. I can probably grow some cucumbers or beans or something like that. I don't love tomato cages for tomatoes, but they're really great for peppers. Yeah, lots of fencing, lots of chicken wire, hardware cloth. Because as you can see, we're surrounded by conservation land. There are deer, there are bunnies, all those things that I'm going to have to deal with anyway in my other gardens. But here, I've got free materials. Hello, farm store. Look at that. Ugh, I can't even bend it. But there we go. So we have, like I said, we have the canning garden, the family garden, the home garden, and the community garden. Just gonna clean it up, make it look pretty. And there we go. Lots more places to grow. And that's kind of my theme for Shed Wars this year. I didn't even think about it really until Robert pointed it out during the draft, that essentially what I'm doing is sharecropping. I don't have lands to work on my own, so I'm getting land from other places. There are always other options and ways to grow. I'm going to apologize if the wind is rather strong. It is very windy today. But I'm growing at a friend's house. I'm growing at another friend's house. I'm growing in what was my dad's garden. So technically, yeah, I do have my own space this year, which I really didn't think I was going to have. So maybe I'm going to be a little overwhelmed, but I'm going to try to do mostly kind of like a set it and forget it over here. I'm going to come over and check it a couple times a week, make sure everything's weeded and watered, and I'm out. Yeah, so we're just going to kind of go easy here. This is the place for the overflow. But this is what I'm saying. There are ways to garden if you do not have space for a garden. Ask around. There may be a friend that's willing to let you put some raised beds or a little garden plot in their yard in exchange for some extra tomatoes, you know? There may be a community garden in your area that you can get a little garden plot for this. Do you know how much this is costing me? $35 for the whole year. So now through November 11th, which is the cleanup date here, where everything annual has to be cleaned out of the garden, you can put perennials here because this is now mine. If I'm still here in this area next year, another $35 and this is mine for the year. I'm not going to go crazy and plant things like asparagus or, you know, I am planting asparagus this year, but I'm putting it in containers. We're not going to worry about, you know, things that are going to take a few years to harvest. But if I put some perennial herbs here, like some rosemary or something like that, that's fine. You know, we're not going to get insane because I'm not going to be here forever. But for the next couple of years, I have extra space. It's pretty cool. So if I don't continue growing in the family garden next year, if I don't continue the canning garden, you know, I've got this. I've got my garden space at home. So this will definitely, if, like I said, if I'm pushed to the limit this year, next year I've got these two spaces and that's plenty to make me happy. So I'm very excited. Hope you guys are going to enjoy this. If you've got some suggestions for what else I can throw in, because God knows I've got enough seeds, let me know. But welcome to the community garden, and if you guys have some suggestions for a name for my little friend here, because he's now the official community garden mascot, drop it in the comments box if you guys have some suggestions on what I can put in these little 3x3 beds. Also put them down in the comments. 10 to 1 I have seeds. So yeah, I'm pretty psyched. I've got a lot coming out for you guys this weekend. It's going to be a very, very, very busy weekend of filming. We've got asparagus going into containers. We've got my green stalk getting put together. Bare root strawberries planted in the green stalk. There's just all sorts of stuff. This was just one extra thing because you guys know, like, I can't stop, won't stop. So I'll see you in our next video. With who knows which one of the 7 I'm filming this weekend is going to pop up, but hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell icon for notifications when I do post those videos, and I'll see you later when we're going to grow some wicked awesome food from the community garden to our table. Bye-bye. Hello again, editing Danny here. So, funny story, as I was leaving the community garden, the woman who runs the show was showing around a gentleman who was there to pick out his plot. And he saw me and his face brightened and he said, "Oh, hey, I loved your video." And I went, "What? What?" And I'm like, "Oh, you saw the video I did on the community garden?" For those of you who don't know, I actually had a nanny kid that I used to take for walks through that garden pretty much every day all spring because she lived across the street. So I figured that I would do a couple videos on it to show all the different ways people were growing in there. And it was really interesting. So I made a couple videos and I put them on my channel. And when this guy was looking into the community garden in the area, my video popped up on Google. And he watched both the original and the update. And so he's like, I'm so excited. We have a celebrity in our garden. Ooh. So we had a few minutes kind of joking on my dubious amount of celebrity. But it was kind of fun just to know that somebody watched the video, found some value in it, and found his way into having his own garden plot this year. So really exciting. That's about it for me, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.